Drove embodied all the charm of an adorable canine, possessing one of the gentlest dispositions imaginable. A mix of pit bull heritage, his coat boasted hues of tan and white, a testament to his unique lineage. Despite the unfortunate stigma often attached to pit bulls, Drove defied stereotypes, exuding nothing but tranquility and affection. Initially welcomed into a home brimming with promises of love and care, Drove anticipated a lifetime of joy with his newfound family. Yet, reality took a bitter turn. Initially, life seemed idyllic for the pup, reveling in the joys of puppyhood amidst a nurturing environment. However, as time passed and Drove matured, a disconcerting shift occurred in his owner's demeanor. The once affectionate man grew distant and aloof, leaving Drove bewildered. Confounded by the sudden lack of attention and affection, Drove couldn't comprehend why his beloved owner no longer engaged in play or showed him the affection he so craved. Drove attempted various tactics to regain his owner's attention. He'd leap onto the sofa, seeking cuddles, only to be brushed aside onto the floor. Persistently, he trailed his owner around the house, playfully pilfering socks or any item that might provoke a game of chase or tug-of-war. Despite his efforts, Drove couldn't rekindle the affection he once knew. As time progressed and Drove matured, he found himself increasingly neglected. One day, observing his owner packing boxes into the car, Drove's excitement bubbled. He adored car rides. Attempting to join the boxes, he was abruptly restrained by his collar and confined indoors. Tethered to the staircase, abandoned, Drove whimpered at the door, longing for his owner's return. Hours passed, hope dwindled, and exhaustion set in. Despite familiarity with solitude, being tethered meant Drove couldn't roam. Resigned, he curled up, praying for his owner's reappearance by morning. But dawn broke, revealing an empty home, and Drove's loyal vigil remained unanswered. For days on end, Drove faithfully awaited his master's return, but alas, he never did. With each passing moment, the dog's strength waned. Desperate for assistance, he resorted to barking at the door, a plea for aid echoing through the silence. Fortuitously, a concerned neighbor, aware of the owner's departure, became alarmed by the dog's plight. Promptly contacting animal rescue services, an inquiry into Drove's welfare ensued. Volunteers ventured to the abandoned residence, where they discovered the 5-year-old dog tethered to the staircase. Upon their arrival, Drove's tail wagged fervently, a poignant display of relief at the prospect of help at last. After ensuring the house was indeed vacated, volunteers liberated Drove from his confinement and transported him to the Humane Society of Memphis and Shelby, HSM&S. Under the care of the shelter's veterinarian, Drove underwent a thorough assessment. Despite his ordeal, he was deemed to be in survivable condition, albeit with several pressing issues. Infested with fleas and visibly malnourished, Drove's path to recovery would require ample tender loving care. In the initial week, the shelter prioritized restoring Drove's health to a satisfactory level before considering him for adoption. Their aim was to ensure he was free of any hidden health concerns and would thrive once properly nourished. Thankfully, by the end of the week, signs of improvement were evident. Drove, the pit bull cross, eagerly regained lost weight, relishing every meal and delighting in treats from the caring volunteers. In just a short span, his endearing personality endeared him to all the staff members. Contrary to prevailing stereotypes about pit bulls, often associated with aggression, Drove embodied the opposite. This affectionate pup exuded sweetness, coupled with a serene and loyal demeanor, making him an ideal companion for any family. However, upon his adoption listing, Drove encountered a disheartening reality. No one seemed interested in welcoming this loving canine into their homes. For 7 months, potential adopters came and went, consistently overlooking Drove. The shelter staff shared in his disappointment, yearning to witness him find his forever home instead of languishing in loneliness. Then, a remarkable turn of events unfolded. Morgan and Tyler, a newlywed couple with a shared love for animals, sought to fill the void left by Morgan's beloved boxer of 13 years. Despite her recent loss, Morgan's heart was open to providing a new lease on life to a deserving furry companion. Journeying to the HSM&S, fate intervened as they crossed paths with Drove. Upon laying eyes on the pit bull, love instantly blossomed within Morgan and Tyler's hearts, prompting them to take swift action. In a remarkable turn of events, mere minutes after encountering the pup, the couple embarked on an extraordinary journey. They completed all the necessary paperwork and officially welcomed him into their lives. Rechristening him Samsung, affectionately shortened to Sammy, the couple eagerly anticipated introducing him to his new home. Upon discovering Sammy peacefully asleep, unaware of the imminent change awaiting him, a shelter staff member reminisced, "He's just sleeping so sweetly with no idea he's going to be going home soon." Stirring the slumbering pup, Morgan and Tyler were met with a flurry of excitement as Sammy prepared to embark on his new chapter. Since that fateful day, Sammy has flourished in a life brimming with happiness and love, his every need met by his devoted guardians, Morgan and Tyler, who cherish him beyond measure.